All right, what's going on, everybody? So I put out a video. I was gonna write part 2 to my last video, but then I just wrote karma, circuits, intuition, and a few other things. Now, in that last video, I wrote a big description, and even in the title I wrote, sorry, I meant no disrespect, sorry, Pisces, I meant no disrespect. I meant to circle back to it. I actually meant to, I went off on so many things that I didn't finish my ideas. Like I was talking about Mercury and Maleficent because I was going to talk about the transformation sigil having maleficent planets. Pluto, Saturn, Mars, and the Moon are the most baneful planets there that have more negative than positive. Not really, the Moon is basically half and half, but whereas like Jupiter is more good than bad, because even its bad side, it's giving you more of stuff. Which if you got more cancer, if you're getting more of cancer, an abundance of cancer, that sucks. Abundance of money, you know, that's pretty good. So, but anyways, I want to say I want to do a formal apology, because I don't want people who identify as a Pisces, because I think like Frederick Xavier, Pisces, Ralph Smart, Pisces. And I just watched Ralph Smart's video on karma. And, well, baby.
Mom first.
Okay. I just, thank you. I just watched Ralph Smart's video on karma, which is funny because, like I say, there's always lots of synchronicity, and I highly doubt Ralph Smart's watching my videos. But you know, like I had videos with George Carlin, and one of his last 2 videos, he mentioned George Carlin. I talked about Marcus Aurelius there last time. Anyways, point. Everything he said in that video too is bang on. This is a great video, by the way. It's right, because I know I'm stating right now that karma doesn't exist, or karma is not real, and I'm not saying that karma is not. I'm saying karma is not real as it's presented to you. I'm saying karma has more meaning behind the fucking word, and this is another thing I didn't finish, the etymology part I was getting into. Words have meanings that you don't know about, so unless you program yourself to have your own definitions of specific words. And I'm pretty sure I got this from Ralph Smart. One of his way older videos, he talks about etymology words. You have to talk about redefining words. I'm pretty positive, I can't remember the video, it's his older videos where he's got bigger hair afro and all that. But, you know, great information. Ralph's got a lot of great videos. You'd be well served by watching his old videos. But point is, you got to redefine words. So if you want to keep talking about karma, that's fine. Study the real definition of karma, whether you're doing Hindu, whether you're doing I'll say Islamic, but or Taoist or whatever, you know, even the astrology version of karma, like in Vedic astrology, even Norse, in the Norse tradition, you know, the being a fucking heathen, that kind of, well, not really witchcraft, but you know, kind of the same. It's, to me, it's a type of witchcraft, but the shamanistic version of witchcraft, which is, you know, still the magical dude from the community, the weirdo that can do things for people that people can understand. That's the witch, that's the magician, that's the shaman, that's the old freaky person in the movies. But anyways, study the real meaning of karma. Okay, get that on your side, get that as your definition. So all I'm trying to say is, people talking about karma, like, okay, this person just fucked me over, and he's not going to get fucked over. No, he'll get fucked over. He's going to go to hell. I'm going to go to heaven. No, don't think that way. There's no fucking proof of that. And how do you know? Like, if I'm telling you right now, if you're the type of person that's praying for people to change according to what you want them to do, well, if there's any kind of karma, you're going to get karma for that. Because who the fuck are you to impose your will on anybody? And that's a type of fucking psychic attack, whether you want to look at it any fucking way, shape, or form. You're performing magic and trying to fucking impose your will on somebody else. And then what if you're one of those people that create thought forms easily? What if you're one of those people that influence the things around you that you can't see easily? Or what if you're one of those people that influence the consciousness that I was talking about, that in atoms and stuff like that? If you can influence things, then you can do things to people by praying. If you have absolute faith that that's going to work, and you're doing that whole Sephiroth tree of life pathwork thing I'm talking about, you're employing one of the highest laws that trump all the lower laws, and you're going to fucking affect that person when you should be using it to affect yourself and worry about your goddamn own self. People need to stop worrying about karma and worrying about when people are going to get karma, worry about themselves. All I was trying to get at with my whole karma video, and the point up behind karma is that there is a law like karma. Okay, there is something out there that what you put out there comes back to you. The same stuff you put out comes back to you. Whether you want to look at it as we're all technically one, so what you do to somebody else is like doing it to yourself, therefore it has to come back to you. Whether you want to look at it like a circuit, charge, it doesn't matter. But the reason why it's not exactly the way you state it, is because if you know the loopholes, if you are doing, I don't know, different traditions have different things. So the lesser banishing of the pentagram, the greater ritual of the hexagram, middle pillar, all these rituals, and even the reject, banish, deny bad thoughts and accept the good thoughts, all these little exercises and rituals are designed to stop people's psychic attack, stop other people's mind, and your own words from having an effect on you. Practicing your ritual and manifesting in a circle or with sigils over time, over and over again, on a candle, whatever way you do over and over again, is doing something repetitively like a fucking affirmation. So your mind gets used to only manifesting things in your life like that. Therefore, you can still manifest things in present time, like in the spot, if you add a lot of emotion or whatever. But for the most part, you're not going to just do shit by accident. And even more than that, you're doing training to depolarize yourself. But these things, the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, you do it twice in your ritual when you're in the neophyte. First time, you get rid of all the bad energy that's around you in your house, in that spot where you're doing it. You get rid of all negative energy and entities that are around. You're blessed in the house. People think witchcraft is evil and all this other shit, but what you're doing is purifying your fucking room. And your altar and your temple is an extension of your mind. It's symbolic. It's sympathetic magic, meaning that altar and every tool on it and everything there is actually like your brain. So when you step into the circle and you picture yourself in the cosmos and being the center of the universe, well, that's like you stepping into your fucking mind. You're now on the mental plane. Eventually, the higher you get the grades, you train to get into the astral plane. But this is you being in your mind, and you don't want negativity in that bitch. You gotta purify it. So the first one you do is you get rid of all that shit. And the second and the last one you do, and you close it, which is great to do in the first thing in the morning, and you invoked beautiful energy, positive energy, whatever you want. Sometimes you need to use negative energy. You can use negative energy. Gotta stop thinking that negative is just bad. Negative is not negative. If someone needs negative energy to teach them a lesson so they can evolve, sometimes other people have to be that instrument, is the overwhelming idea I was trying to get off with my whole karma spiel. It's what I'm trying to say. I did cards over and over and over again. I reacted when I first found out about my wife. I couldn't help it. But then when I sat down and was able to think about it, I was able to realize that, okay, I can send him a thought form. And this thought form can teach him a lesson and get him to not do this to other people, because it's not right to try to tempt another man's wife to cheat on him just when, because people have hard times. My wife thinks I'm not paying attention. She's not wrong. I was absent. I wasn't there. I was always off somewhere else. Even if I was right beside her, my mind was somewhere else. Literally, we'd be laying in bed. I could be doing the lesser banishing of the pentagram up in the fucking cosmos or the middle pillar. Fucking right there next to source if I'm fucking meditating, getting information. I'm nowhere near her, even though I'm right beside her. It's like when you're sleeping beside somebody, you fall asleep beside them. You're beside them technically, but you could be off somewhere completely different. So she wasn't wrong. I was doing that. And if she's feeling like that and can't talk to me because I'm never there, and someone's running game on her and doesn't really have her, because like I said, if he had her best intentions and actually wanted to do well by her, then it'd be a whole different ballgame. I couldn't even hate him for that. If he was being sincere, if I did the cards and said, no, he was really being sincere and he would treat your wife better than you are, then, like I said, I would have let her go. And I still gave her that option, even though I know he's a fucking dirtbag. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case at all. I did divination to find that fucking shit out, and he's just running game. He's doing this to other guys. So if I have to be the instrument, and you can say you're just justifying it, but whatever, believe what you want. I did the cards. I did divination. I took the time to do it. And yeah, maybe I was tainted by, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes people have to learn a lesson. And sometimes this is my lesson. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I have to do this. Maybe some people are designed on this earth to do that. Do you think Source is the one that has to do it all? Source is us. We are Source. If we're all Source, and Source is the one that dishes out karma, then we're the ones that have to dish out karma. Does that not make sense? Am I not getting that clearly by? Because to me, it makes perfect sense. But, you know, once again, I could be tainted by my fucking experience. Sorry, the light's going to come on in a second. That was kind of crazy how it kind of played out. But, so that's what I'm trying to get at with this whole karma stuff is you got to redo your own definition. And if karma is, and I believe this, if karma is solely based on your moral fucking compass, your principles that were put into you. So you're a kid and through your parents, through school, and everybody else, everybody around you, okay? Because not everybody's gonna have the same moral compass. So you make up your mind, and you might have different moral compasses. Like when you're with these guys, okay, I'm allowed to do this, I'm allowed to do this. But when I'm around this person, I'm allowed to do this. And this is where the whole persona thing comes into effect. And this is complicated as fuck, but I'm pretty sure I could explain it. And I'm pretty sure everybody's smart enough to understand it. It's just gonna take too much time, and that's not what this is about. But the point is, if your moral compass is what karma decides what you're going to get because what you dished out, and what you're going to receive because of what you dished out, you know what I mean? As within, so without, and cause and effect, and the pendulum swing, and polarity, and all that. Well, if your good is different from my good, and your bad is different from my bad, then who the fuck is to judge? If you send me good energy, but I don't like what you're sending me, once again, it's like, that's not right. You're sending me fucking all this shit so that I work a job that I hate for the rest of my life. I just hope Corey would just work a job and live a normal life and just go to work every day and make money and pay his bills and find his happiness doing that. It's like, well, you know, maybe that was your happiness because your parents never did that and you wanted that normality. My parents did that and they're still doing that and they're fucking almost 65. Actually, my dad is 65. Well, he turned 65. Point is, they weren't happy by doing that. And I know that's not what I want. So if you're sending me that energy, that's not good. Likewise, if you send somebody who just wants a job, a normal life like that, something to that effect, somebody, let's say you want your kid to have kids and you're sending them energy like, oh, praying, I hope she has a kid, I hope she has a kid. And she doesn't want to have kids, but she never told you that. You're sending her the opposite thing she fucking wants. Butt the fuck out. You know what I mean? Focus on what makes you happy. Stop looking at somebody else for your other happiness. You know, Ralph made up a point like, you know, don't shit on people because you never know who might become your boss or whatever. And, you know, he's not wrong, but it's like, I don't look for other people to validate me either, you know, and he says that too. So I'm not trying to be an ass to Ralph or anything like that. So don't get that twisted because sometimes you got to say things like that. And sometimes you got to make fucking like little paradoxes because it makes sense to different people. You got to reach a bunch of people. So, but once again, if I shit on somebody like this fucking guy and he ends up being my boss one day, there's no way I'd fucking work for that asshole. You try to work with some guy who tried to fuck your wife. Straight up, would you fucking do that? No. I'd be thanking the fucking gods for putting me in that position that he ended up being my boss, because in that interview, I knocked him the fuck out, and I'd be so happy. Like, wow, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the synchronicity. You know what I mean? That's as far as it goes. I don't want tickets to someone's show that I had to fucking dish out karma to. Now, if I'm being an ass just to be a self-righteous ass, thinking I know everything, and I don't listen to people and don't give them the time of day, and I'm teasing people because I think I'm better than them or I have some insecurities, so instead of people focusing on me, I put the attention on somebody else's insecurity so people don't notice mine, well then yeah, I hope those people become my boss and treat me like shit to show me my karma and give me my karmic ways, give me my karmic backlash. But my point is, if karma is something that is programmed into us with a different meaning than it actually means, then you need to do away with that, because I'm telling you right now, you can transform the incoming energies, whether it's the energy you send out or it's the energy sent to you. You can transform it. There's none of this, we were born with original sin, so we got to pay it back. There's none of this, okay, I just sent this guy bad energy, so I'm gonna get it back. I know it, but fuck it. No. You can stop that from happening. But if you don't make sure it's the right thing to do in the first place, if you're not using like a little bit of critical thinking, if you're not using divination before, you're just going around cursing people, you're cursing your boss because he's your boss and you fucking don't like him and he's making you work and do the job you signed up for. Well, no, you can't fucking do that. That's not right. But if you're fucking if the guy is making your life a miserable hell, or he's singling you out, multiple people see it, you do divination and it says, no, Corey, this is all your issue. Or the divination actually says, no, he's actually doing this because, you know, maybe he's insecure, maybe he's got little man syndrome, you know what I mean? Something to that effect. Well, then, you know, you do what you got to do, but you got to seek higher knowledge about it. This is why the whole revenge is best served cold. It's not really revenge. It could be considered karma. Once again, if we're all a part of source or the creator, and the creator is supposed to be the one who dishes out the karma, well, if we're all part of them, if he scattered himself out and his little bit of light in every one of us makes up his huge light, and we all return thereafter, we're actors playing a role. Well, technically, when people step out of line, it's people's job to put them back into place. And that basically is the way it happens. And it's not always going to be through a person, but things work through people. I think that's kind of true sometimes. You know, if you are somebody who owns a corporation and you tore down a bunch of people in low housings homes, okay, and to build a fucking parking lot, but then a fucking earthquake comes and tears apart your parking lot before you were able to insure the bitch, and you go down and go bankrupt. Well, that's nature fucking you over for fucking over people. But in the same sense, sometimes maybe people are the agents through. That's something you got to look into, and I think that's a possibility. But point is, if you're becoming awakened, you know dark nights of the soul bring on the best enlightenments. And if you don't know that, then you've not reached that point yet. Well, then you need to do something more, is all I'm trying to say. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up because all I wanted to say is I apologize to the Pisces because I didn't fucking get to the point I wanted to get to. What I wanted to state was that, because I said, you know, if you're a Pisces, you're going to take on that energy and you're going to be like, oh man, I am that person, go home and cry is what I made it sound like. And even the Aries, I called you guys arrogance, pricks and all that. And once again, we have all those signs in our birth chart. So we all have those things. See, I'm going to send in either an Aries if it's Vedic or Taurus if it's tropical. All I meant is, as somebody who's got Jupiter in Pisces in 12th house or 11th house, depending on which one, I know what it is to take on other people's energies. I know how it feels. If I'm around drug addicts, I'm going to fucking want to do drugs. If I'm around people that are angry, I take on their energy. That's why I lost my job. I know exactly how that feels. So until you can rid yourself, learn how to protect or reject that, or even better, if you're trying to help somebody, you listen to them. You take on, if I listen to someone's sad fucking stories, I feel it. I can feel their fucking pain and I'll cry. It'll hurt, but I know how to fucking make that go away within me. And for momentarily, they'll have relief because they literally pass that charge on to me. And if I transmute it, they'll feel better. But if they don't change their circumstance, it'll keep happening. So I can transmute their pain momentarily. And if they stay away or know how to change their circumstance, then great. And at least I was able to get rid of their pain for a bit so they can go there from a neutral state or a positive state and change their circumstances. That's what intuitive people can do. That's what empaths, can do. So if I'm around somebody who's feeling pain, I feel that fucking pain, literally. Like sometimes someone's stomach's sore, and I know it because my stomach's sore. I'm not, no word of a lie. But that's where, but before you know that, you have no idea. You feel like you got fucking bipolar disorder, or you might feel like anxious, or you don't know why you're happy. You don't know why you're mad. Like 1 second ago, you're having a great time, and all of a sudden you're fucking angry. It's like, what the fuck is going on? It was eye-opening when I learned about empaths. But before I knew that, I had no idea why this shit was happening. I felt fucking crazy. Crazier than I am now. That's pretty fucking crazy. The point is, I apologize. I didn't mean that. You guys will have people that was if you heard what I said and you got offended because that sounds like you, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean any offense by it. If you get that shit under control, if you learn to transmute, well, first you gotta learn how to protect and reject that. Okay, and then if you do decide to work with people, take on their energy and transmute it within you, which is, it's not too hard. It takes practice, but it's not too hard. I'm not great at it, but you know, there's a lot of different meditations and exercises you can do to release that energy into the earth and shit like that and transmute it that way as well. But you'll become a superpower, and you can be, you'll become like a fucking, you'll become very powerful, to say the least, and you'll be able to heal people. You'll be a type of healer, and depending on how you are, you can do it through talking to people. You can do it through touch. You know, you can do it over the phone, internet wise sometimes. Okay, for me, it's, you know, talking and touch. Okay, but anyways, I just wanted to apologize. Even to the Aries too, calling you hotheads and dicks and all that. Every type of person is needed. We're all fucking needed. And that's why, because we all have the same energies within us, but everybody has some that are more pronounced. And together, we make up, fucking source, the fucking all. We're all needed, all types of us. So we gotta help each other out. We gotta protect each other. I know that. But sometimes, for people to find the right way, they gotta go through some hard shit. You don't get enlightened by having everything fucking easy all the time. You gotta go through some hard shit. Sometimes you gotta fuck people up. Sometimes you gotta get fucked up to get to the enlightenment path. Like I said earlier, it's easy to give money away when you got it. But have you ever given money away when you only had some? I did. Like I said before, my father-in-law, he lived here. I had $20. Only $20 I had. I had no other money. I gave it to him. And I did that twice. I had no other money. And both fucking times, one time I got $100, the other time I got $75. Now, have you ever done that? Because if not, then don't fucking judge. And that's how it is for everything. It's easy to fucking be happy when you got money, when everything's going right. But can you be happy when things are going wrong? Because if you can change your fucking life. If you can't, then you haven't had dark nights of the whole soul. You're not enlightened. You're not spiritual, and you shouldn't be fucking doing anything but trying to focus on your initiation, on your path, on the beginning parts. But be warned. That's what comes with it. You want to be enlightened, you want to be a guru, you want to be spiritual, understand you're going to have a bunch of hard times. You're asking for your life lessons fucking sooner. So you're going to get shit on. It's going to happen. It can happen various ways. Your chart's going to help. It's going to show you. Like I said, fucking Saturn and Libra, fuck. Shit fucking sucks, man. But you got to go through it sometimes. Anyways, once again, my apologies to the two signs I insulted. I mean no disrespect. Once again, I have Jupiter in fucking Pisces, and in the 12th house if it's tropical, it's 11th house if it's tropical, and in the 12th house if it's sidereal. And I know how that feels, and it's not easy. So you'll get through it. But remember what I said. Anyways, so yeah, this is just an apology for acting like a dick and whatever else. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Have a great fucking day.